It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
You want something, go get it. Period.
You gotta keep moving, let's keep moving, let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left.
This is where we have been, this is how we got here, this is who we are.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
You're listening to the Hustle Indie Show, sponsored by FS Houses, where we seek out some of Indie's most hustling people and places to learn about what they do, how they got started, and where they're going. Sit back and enjoy the show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hustle Indie Show. I am your host, Brendan Helm, and I'm joined today by some awesome folks yet again.
How's it going, Brendan?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Have you heard about our sponsor, FS Houses?
No way. Who are they, Brendan?
I mean, I feel like you might know a little bit about them, but for those of you that don't, our sponsor is FS Houses. They are a local real estate agent here in the city. They do everything you need or want pertaining to real estate. Whatever it is you need, they got it. They do also, what you might not know is they do marketing. They do video, they do photo, they do kind of whatever you need for not just real estate companies, but if you're a small business locally, they will get it done for you. So we want to thank our sponsor, FS Houses, for sponsoring this show and every other show. Always grateful for them.
Yeah. So as you guys know already, I do work for FS Houses and have been part of that marketing as the new part of the business that we're growing. So that's kind of what I've been working on. The other day I was trying to shoot a video of a house. We have a lot of houses coming out, and it's kind of difficult with some of the houses and lighting. And I'm not very good at it. So Brendan, I know you're a kind of a video guy.
Oh gosh.
What are you best at? What do you like to shoot the most on video?
What do I like to shoot the most on video?
Yeah.
I really like interview style stuff.
Okay.
Stuff on a stable tripod that I don't have to do a lot of moving with.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've done a handful of stuff, but I like the stuff that's easy, simple.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Nice. What have you been up to recently?
What have I been up to recently?
Yeah.
Just been working. I mean, I'm a part-time student, getting my master's degree, working, newly married. So, I mean, life is busy.
Wow. Nice. How's married life?
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty great. Yeah.
Good.
I think she's at home cooking right now, which is fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, today we are joined by an awesome guest, someone that we kind of secretly admire because we are both aspiring videographers. Yes. Some of us have dabbled in it a little bit. But we have Jake Huber in the house with us.
What up? Welcome, Jake.
Hello, world.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Excellent.
Living the dream.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you.
And thanks FS Houses. They're the homies. They're all everybody there. They're all good people.
Yeah.
So how do you know Ryan?
I've known Ryan since I was like 15.
Oh, really?
I'm 28 now.
Wow.
Yeah, we just met, in the art world, and he's always been a working artist, and I flock with those kind of people. And yeah, and so I've known him and his wife for ever.
Really? So you guys have had like kind of crossing paths for quite a while
all the time.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So you're based in Indianapolis. How long have you lived in Indianapolis for?
Lived here my whole life, born and raised.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. What part of town are you from?
Kind of the Broadable area, like the
Okay, that's actually where I live right now, up in that area.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or like Meridian Hills kind of side?
I say Broadable, but it's like north side, like 86 and Ditch, but coolest thing close by is Broadable. So.
Yeah, I totally get that. How do you like living up there?
It's good. I live downtown currently, but I grew up in there, and that's where my parents live. But
Where do you live downtown?
Pretty much 8th and Capitol.
Oh, I'm on 800 Capitol. So
oh, nice. Are you in that apartment building?
Yeah,
nice.
Right there. Yep.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Lux down there, and I love living downtown. The hustle and bustle. It gets to it.
It's nice.
So you're a videographer.
I mean, videographer is kind of a weird term.
What's your title?
I don't know. So, I mean, professionally, I'm a camera operator for television, but I like to go under the title like director and producer because mostly when I do my projects, I'm directing or producing them.
So you're more of the brains behind the video.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll come up with a concept and stuff like that, and then I'll slowly bring the crew on and then make sure that concept comes to life.
So how did you get started doing that?
I guess I would be always going to like shows. I went to IU, so I was always documenting the music scene there. even when I was in high school, I was taking photos at like hardcore shows, hip hop shows, stuff like that. All my friends were either in the arts or they're musicians, so it was always just filming or taking photos of all of them. So I ended up going to school for photography, and then I double majored in videography.
Really?
Or I went to telecom school. So and then my focus was in just production on that end. And then from there, I started working in TV.
Really?
And, yeah.
Whoa.
But when I moved back to Indy, I was going to shows all the time and just shooting. And it was mostly like hip hop shows and stuff. And then from there, I was just like, you know what? Let me try just doing like a real simple run and gun music video. And then I did one and it was terrible. I hated it. And I was like, you know what? I could do this better. And I did that a few more times. And then started like networking with musicians in town and stuff like that. And then I kind of jumped into the deep hole I'm in now of just that music video world.
So your bread and butter is music videos, the music scene?
That's what I mostly do. Yeah. So I'm trying to branch out and just kind of show people that I can do more than music videos, but music videos are, make me happy, and I love doing them. So I'm always making sure that I always have a few going or in the chamber.
Because there's quite a unique style when it comes to music videos too.
For sure.
I mean, that's kind of been the biggest thing in the past, I feel like 5 to 10 years, is music videos has really taken over the stage with the fact that YouTube's growing so much.
Right.
So how do you, like, when you're creating a music video, what does like that creative process look like? Do you base it off of what the music type is? Do you already have a vision in your head beforehand, or how does that look like for you?
Yeah, sometimes it's weird as it sounds. I have dreams and then I'll just like write them down. I wake up,
cool.
Stuff like that. That's happened a few times.
Wow.
But sometimes I'm just listening to music and it just comes in my head. I'm like, oh, I could see like a person on fire during this. Oh, I could see like, a room full of crazy people in this one. Wow. And then I'll just kind of like apply that to a song, and I'll just kind of figure out, all right, this artist has good energy and this can work with this concept, stuff like that. And then I'll, just pick an artist, and I'm kind of selective on who I want to work with, just because, I don't know, there's a lot of great people in town, and there's people that I've had good experiences with. And so I like to just keep that going and keep working with them. But yeah, I went off rambling there.
No,
but,
that's great.
Yeah, it's hard, but you come up with a treatment basically, and then find your artist, or the other way around, the artist will hire you for a treatment, and then you kind of go from there.
So before you step into the shoot, how much time do you think you spend developing that vision?
Definitely like weeks, if not months.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the bulk of your time for production is in that developing the vision.
There's a lot of pre-production that goes into the stuff I do, especially if it's like a set build or a place that's involving multiple locations or traveling.
So when you're creating a music video and in that pre-production stage, is that mostly just like you kind of said in your head, like going on in there, or do you actually put that like pen to paper and draw things out?
A lot of people do pen to paper, storyboard, stuff like that.
Right.
It depends. I'm more of I kind of jot general ideas down, but it's a lot mostly in my head. Everybody's different.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm a person that I like. Once I have it in my head, it stays, and I can always just access it, I guess. Yeah.
And are you like a one-man crew when it comes to music videos? Do you have a whole crew production?
My videos are generally between 12 to 20 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a large.
Big crew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big crew. Yeah.
I feel like managing those people might be just as hard as managing
sometimes
the video.
Sometimes it is, but luckily we're all friends, and we
nice.
help each other out on our own projects. We're all freelancers in town. Some people work in television, some are in the film world, some are in the commercial world. There's all these different types of film, and so a lot of people are they get bored at their jobs and stuff like that, and then they're like, all right, well, let's shoot a fun music video that with Jake this weekend. So I find a lot of people like that. We all are kind of hit the same like fork in the road, where we're just kind of like in this like creative rut. We're just like, oh man, I'm sick of shooting interviews all day. I'm sick of doing weddings. I'm sick of whatever. So we all just kind of help each other out in that way.
That's awesome. So you started in college, was kind of the start of your more professional, I guess you could say, like video career. Is that right?
I would say sorta. The classes that I took that were available kind of got you ready to do like in studio television shows, stuff like that, and that's something I've never done to this day.
Gotcha.
I've worked on a lot of TV shows, like on like I've done soundstage TV shows and stuff like that, but it's mostly reality and stuff. And none of the stuff I learned there applied to my work, but the people that I were in class with and the professors I had were all really, really great, and I learned a lot from them.
Cool. So how do you go from college then, and something that you're not even using now, to turning this into your career, something that's feeding the family?
Basically, you just got to get your foot in the door in some way or another. There's a lot of like websites where you can apply for jobs on like movies or television shows. And once you figure your way in, everybody's story is different if you talk to anybody in the industry, but once you wiggle your way in and your foot's in the door, and as long as you did your job and you had a positive attitude and did your job correctly, like you'll always leave a good impact on whoever hired you. And then from there, they'll recommend you for other things. And
so how many do you crank out in a month per se?
It depends. I've definitely slowed down just because of COVID and stuff like that. But the most I've done in a month would be like 3 to 4. But I try to make sure that my set builds and stuff like that are their budgets are like you know they're between $5,000 and $10,000 a piece. So it's hard to do multiple at once just because the amount of bodies it takes and the amount of money it takes. So yeah.
What have been some of your like favorite productions that you've done?
I would say most recently I did a video for this artist in town, Poindexter, for a song called Jeopardy. And so we built like a Jeopardy set.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, you should peep it.
I definitely will.
But we did this like full blown set, and it was crazy. And
did you or did someone else play Alex Trebek?
Basically, the rapper Poindexter, he played himself and the host pretty much. We kind of made like a retro themed kind of video, really vibrant and colorful, funny. But yeah, it was fun. It was one of my favorites for sure.
So you're based in Indianapolis,
right?
And you've started this business, and you have a studio now. Do you do almost all of your work in Indianapolis? Does the companies hire you to travel, or do you ever leave the city, or are you always here?
I leave the city if I'm working on TV shows and stuff like that. But as far as music videos, it's just me. It's just I'm not even an LLC or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then as far as studios go, there's like a dozen studios in town where you can rent for the day. You can you can build sets. You can do whatever you want in them pretty much. So different ones are different sizes and have different rates and different like amenities to them. But they're all great. There's a lot of great places in town, especially if you want to dabble in like building a set or just having a large like white backdrop, green screen backdrop. You want to drive a car and do some car stuff. Like there's cool places in town that
really.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, I had no idea Indianapolis.
I thought that stuff only existed in Hollywood.
I know.
Yeah, right.
That's actually great.
Yeah, for sure.
So what role has Indianapolis played in your career or your pursuit of your career? Like, what is it like being a videographer or in the video realm in Indianapolis specifically?
The film community here is such a tight bubble, and I'm not even in that bubble.
Really?
I would say there's about like 30 to 40 people who are like the first call when a production comes into town, like for commercials and short films, stuff like that. And I'm on the only reality TV show in the state, so I'm kind of a rare breed of person when it comes to in the film community, I guess. It's kind of like I try to like compare it to other stuff that makes more sense to me. Like it's like if you are a professional musician and you're in a really cool band, and then versus someone who's plays in like a cover band or like a wedding band. There's like two different. They do the same thing but different environments, stuff like that. So reality TV people kind of have knowledge in every department, and there's lesser people on set, so you have to really like be kind of a Swiss Army knife and know how to do a lot of things at once. Yeah, but I've been very thankful that I've been on this TV show. I've been on it since 2015.
Really?
Actually, like 2 months after I graduated IU, I got the job.
Wow.
And so I've been on it. I've worked on like dozens of other TV shows since then, but this show is like 10 to 11 months out of the year.
Are we allowed to ask which
Yeah,
one?
it's called Good Bones on HGTV.
Oh, so you're over in Bates Hendricks.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Awesome.
I did not know you did that. Well,
Yeah.
There you go. Real estate related. That's
I
actually
know.
incredible.
I was gonna say, you're talking about lighting a house and
You've
stuff.
done that for
I was
quite
like,
a while.
Yeah, I was like, I light houses for a living.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
I guess kind of more specifically with that TV show specifically, because I know a lot of people watch it around here.
Right,
and are really, really invested in it. How does that look like on that set? Is there a lot of stuff that's kind of faked? Is it mostly all real, or how does that work?
That show is praised for being like the realest home renovation show. Like when you watch other home renovation shows, they don't, when they show like the demolition and stuff like that, they never show how down and dirty it gets. Like we have people like sweating and covered and all sorts of stuff. Like these houses, like I'm sure you've seen some houses Ryan and Ashley bought just like randomly without even going in them for cheap or something like that. And there's like there's unheard of, unspoken, awful things in these houses. And like we're the only show that shows that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then like, it shows like family drama, it shows people getting hurt. So it's kind of like the realest home renovation show, and that's why people really like it.
I always thought Chip and Joanna looked a little polished for their job.
For sure. They're always nice and clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you're in these neighborhoods and you're actually going in, is there any specific property or thing that you've done that like actually doesn't work out? Like when it comes to like the film part of it, is there just like, man, doesn't turn out how you like, or is it just always pretty smoothly?
I think I think everything goes smoothly on construction's end. Like they have a plan from the start.
Right.
If there's any obstacles they face, they overcome it with doing something really cool.
Yeah.
And then that's always shown in the show.
Yeah.
So whenever there's a problem, it's good for the TV show, honestly, because
really
we
cool.
make a cool scene out of it.
So as far as like moving forward, what are some like aspirations you have? Are you comfortable where you're at, or are you looking to do something else? Or
I'm just taking it day by day.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah. I would love to keep doing like these higher end music videos with like bigger budgets, and like I can really show what I'm capable of doing with like getting these like cool environments built, which could lead me to like working with bigger artists.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. And I'm having a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, just mostly just staying busy, staying working, just making content for viewers, whether it's, every white family in America watching HGTV, or just like everybody, all my friends and family in town, or fans of the artists I work with, just enjoying a cool music video.
How big of a role does the audience play for you?
Yeah.
Well, for TV, like huge. Good Bones is like it fluctuates between the first and second most watched cable show on a Tuesday.
Wow.
Which is huge. Like we did better ratings than the show Deadliest Catch, which is like on season 20.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So it's cool. And so the more viewers, the more likely a show gets renewed and keeps people working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what advice do you have, kind of, since maybe your path is a little different? You said you're kind of on the outside compared to all this, the filmmakers here.
Right.
But what advice would you have, since you are a little bit more unique, for someone that is like an up and coming, filmmaker, or wants to be a producer or something like that? What advice do you have for them?
If you do find somebody in town, offer to help like for free, or like just don't be afraid to ask questions, I guess. Also, something I've learned recently is like YouTube's your friend. If you want to be a grip on a set, you can like learn how to set up stands, or if you can learn what different types of lights are, and like you can like come with this knowledge so you can walk on a set. And if you know your stuff, then someone's gonna probably more likely give you a chance to like move stuff around, and then you'll meet people that way. That's basically like after season 1 of Good Bones, I was doing like commercials and stuff like that, and I would just go to every department and be like, hey, what can I do to help? Always ask, how can I help if you're not doing anything?
Yeah.
When you're like entry level job on a set, it's called a PA, production assistant. And basically, that's the bottom of the totem pole. You're getting coffees or people, you're getting lunch, you're, cleaning, or taking out the trash. But when you're not doing that stuff, like you should just observe and then help out as much as you can. And figure out what you want to do. Yeah. That's a big thing. There's so many things you can do on set.
Yeah.
You can be art department. You can be grip and lighting. You can be camera department. You can be in the production side. You can be on the office side where there's all the paperwork and stuff like that.
Wow.
The jobs are there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that many people here, so
Yeah.
and then the websites like Staff Me Up. You should get on there.
Okay.
They always let you know what shoots are in town. So when like American Ninja Warrior's in town, or if The Voice is in town, they want PAs. They'll hire
So they hire local?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Well, they hire local for like PAs.
Sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then, But then like there might be they hire locals for other departments too. But those are more selective, I guess. But yeah, they're always looking for jobs.
So literally, was it yesterday or the day before when we were here?
It was the day before.
So the day before yesterday, there was a shoot, right?
The Inferno Room.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
What was going on there?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, because I tried to figure it out. I drove by and I was like,
we drove by it too. Yeah.
Wow, that is a massive set.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's usually how big sets are.
Yeah.
In Good Bones, there's like 15 of us.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that slow down the process of the actual renovation, or does it?
No.
You just kind of like a fly on the wall?
Yeah, we don't interrupt construction, but we will like when there's like a lull in construction and stuff. We'll try to squeeze in and make a scene out of something, because we're doing like 15 houses at a time, so there's always something happening.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
How long is the post-production process for you guys?
I don't know. We're not involved in post.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We work for a company out of state, and then we ship footage to their post house.
I can only imagine how nice that is
Oh,
to
yeah.
be able to have
Yeah.
all of this and be involved in the video world,
Yeah.
and then not have to deal with
Yeah.
Premiere Pro or Final Cut.
Oh,
or
yeah. They use Avid to cut a lot of TV shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
That's outside of my
sure.
realm.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. So when it comes to like editing and post production and stuff like that, you don't play like any part of that.
I mean, the general like storyline and stuff, I'll like throw to an editor, and then like I'll let an editor do like a pass or two, and then I'll give notes, or I'll just be with the editor and we edit. Yeah.
What about for your like music videos? Do you edit those yourself? Or
No,
do you...
no. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I pretty
purely
much
the brains.
Yeah, just the brains. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm like a really lame cult leader, like a lot of people think I'm cool for some reason. My ideas are great, but there's so many incredibly talented people in town. There's a lot of great editors too. So
yeah, and I feel like I follow a bunch of different like YouTubers and video creators, and the biggest difference between anybody is anybody can learn how to edit when it comes to like color grading and lighting, all that kind of stuff, but I feel like telling a story is like the one thing that really separates it.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of where you're at right now, that's like your whole career is built on the fact that you can build something that, or your ideas are different than anybody else's, and that's what really sets you apart. Not the fact that you can like edit something better than someone else. Is that right?
Maybe. I mean, sometimes my ideas are like, oh, let's get like a granny to break out of a nursing home or something.
Yeah.
Like they're always like, I think there's more just outlandish ideas that are fun to document,
right?
Or just like cool setups that you don't get to do that often, or the artist is sought after, or I don't know. But a lot of people flock to my ideas.
So you said that your advice to younger or aspiring artists, I guess you could say, was to just kind of do stuff for free, go for it. So for you, when you were starting out, what would you consider like your first like big break? What was your first big job that like you're like, this is where my real start was at?
Besides Good Bones, I think my first job after that was like a $500,000 budget commercial for Old National Bank, and so it was like insane the amount of people and props. It was like a period piece, so they had like a bunch of like the wardrobe department had like old wardrobe.
Wow.
They rented out this bank in Fort Wayne that was like beautiful, and there was like 60 people working on it, and I just got to see like the madness that goes behind the scenes, and so that was really fun.
$500,000 for one commercial.
Yeah, and that's pretty low, to be honest. Yeah,
That's great. That's not even mentioning like the airing money.
Oh,
that's just the production.
That's just production. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
That's,
the amount of money in production is
mind-blowing.
gross.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how much, like roughly, I guess you don't have to give exact numbers, but for a Good Bones episode or a Good Bones season, what's the?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm just the camera guy, so I don't know the logistics of that. But yeah, I mean, what, it's 15 houses, and then
Yeah.
like whatever they sell their houses for, like,
My
you know,
goodness.
I don't know.
My
I know
goodness.
it has to be a good amount, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's on HGTV, so I can
Yeah.
only imagine they're helping out a little as well.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They
Yeah.
gotta subsidize some of that stuff. But so when it comes to your marketing yourself, you said a lot of people just come to you now because they like your ideas.
Yeah, I've luckily been getting a lot of press lately. I had an Indie Star write up and a Nuvo write up, and then my team won an Emmy this year.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that was true.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Ryan was just pulling my strings
Oh,
or
no.
not. I know
Yeah.
who actually won an Emmy.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty
That's
awesome.
yeah.
incredible.
So I've gotten a lot of local attention for that, and then I utilize Instagram big time. I do a lot of Instagram ads, and a lot of artists find me that way. It's been beneficial for sure.
How does the process of winning an Emmy? What does that look like? How's that even possible?
I can't believe it happened. But we did a series for the Indigo Red Line last year called Music in Transit.
Yes.
We put bands on the actual bus before.
That was you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we did that, and then it got nominated for 2 Emmys, and then we won one of them. So it was crazy. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So we just got greenlit for season 2. We're fundraising it right now. Link in the YouTube bio.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing it bigger and better this year. COVID was not our friend for it, so we have to adjust for COVID, obviously. So we can't have people on the bus being an audience, but we're gonna go bigger and better this year. So I'm excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've mentioned COVID a few times now. You
sure.
said that things have slowed down a bit. Like, have you been producing at all in these last few months for any sort of show or anything, or music video, or has it just kind of been?
I mean, all production is back in any form.
Okay.
News, reality TV, commercials, film. It's just really strict protocol behind it. You know, obviously, like, you know, wearing masks and you know, maintaining, you know, 6 feet apart, stuff like that. And then a lot of sets nowadays have like a COVID compliance officer that takes your temperature a couple times a day, and then just kind of watches everybody on set, make sure that they're following those rules. So a lot of money gets shelled into that now. So I guess a lot of things got canceled because of that, but a lot of movies are adjusting. Like a lot of movies, like Batman, the new Jurassic Park, they all shut down, and they brought it back, but they had to shell a bunch of money off just to deal with COVID.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you're producing a TV show like Good Bones versus a music video, there seems to be there'd be a lot of different steps and hoops to go through for a TV show, it seems like.
Right. So for Good Bones, I'm just a camera guy.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a showrunner, director,
Gotcha.
and then producers above me and handle all
Right.
that. And then through that, they're hired through a production company.
Gotcha.
And the production company will make, you know, a bunch of shows at the same time.
So do you enjoy the freedom a little bit more of the fact that is that why you enjoy the music videos more? Or?
I like thinking of concepts and bringing them to life. I think I get the most joy out of that. As far as like my day job, I kind of going in the zone and just shooting, because like that's what I was doing in the first place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in terms of the vision and like casting those ideas, how often do you look back at the final product and say, this vision came to reality?
Every time.
Really?
Thank God.
Wow.
Yeah. The last video I did, the Jeopardy video, like we came up with like pre-COVID, and it was just like, oh, it's impossible to do this because no money is, nobody's working, stuff like that. So luckily we fundraised for that one and made it happen. But it was kind of a thing I had to manifest in my head. I was just like, before the year's over, I gotta make sure that this video's done, and then it's just like, and then I gotta do a second season of Music in Transit, because I don't know, it's just personal goals I set.
Yeah.
How have you seen your visions change or grow or mature as you've been in the industry longer? Have they been kind of the same, or do you see things changing?
I've just seen like more and more people. I've been working with more and more people, and I don't know. I just think that these bigger and better things are happening, which I'm thankful for, like, super thankful for.
So mostly just like the scale of
this. I think
what
the
you've
scale
worked
of it.
on.
Yeah, you're right. The scale whether it's budget or just the amount of bodies involved or the amount of committees or sponsors involved, it's definitely gone higher.
So who do you look up to as a producer or someone that you're just like, this is kind of who I want to emulate, or this is like, this is where I would be if this is what I had, everything went right, this is where I would be.
Right. There's a music video guy, a really famous director named Dave Meyers I like. He's done like all the old school, like, you know, like Missy Elliott video or, you know, Busta Rhymes, stuff like that. I mean, he's done like the most recent Drake videos.
Wow.
Travis Scott, Sicko Mode, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He does like crazy budget stuff. I just see all these guys like Cole Bennett from Lyrical Lemonade and like this guy in Kentucky named Max Moore, who seems like a cool guy. And they're just, every week they're posting like working with a cool musician on this awesome set. And then it's just like, man, that'd be awesome just to like be like, all right, next week I'm gonna be like, you know, in this wrestling ring, and then the week after I'm gonna be in a demolition derby, you know, or in this cool school setting. Or I just think that's awesome. Yeah. So just your basically end goal would be to work with those top tier artists like the Drake. Yeah, or just like artists I like that I've been looking up to or listening to. Is there a specific type of music that you enjoy the most? I'm so ADHD when it comes to music, but if you look at my videos, I'm mostly hip hop. Okay. I think it's more fun. Yeah. And it's easier because it's usually just one person rather than a whole band. And you can get a lot of variety with those videos too. There's a lot of different angles you can go out. For sure. Like, yeah. And concepts are like a million times funnier if it's a hip hop video. Sure.
Do they? So when the artists come to you, do they usually have a vision, or like how often are you able to just throw something at them and they're like, that sounds awesome?
It's mostly I'm throwing visions at them now.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
It's gone to the point. I mean, it wasn't like that at first, but now that they see what I'm capable of doing, they are like, all right, you know, maybe if they don't even get it, they're like, okay, well whatever, we'll see what happens.
Have you ever had anyone that just like when they got the final product, they were just like, this isn't it?
I've had like some videos that got like upwards of like 10 revisions before I got like,
wow.
Yeah, just because like they didn't like how they looked or didn't like this angle and stuff like that, but nothing like nightmarish. Thank God. I think that would like drive me insane. That would probably like make me like walk off and not even like do a video again. I don't know. I think it seems like this is something that the reason you're doing it is because it's something you truly enjoy. Like from what I'm getting here is you're not doing it for the money as much as the fact that you're really enjoying this. Right. Which do you feel like that has just kind of led to your creative process? Like, does that just help fuel it? Because it's doing something for the money versus doing something for what you enjoy. Right. Brings drastic different results. For sure. Yeah. And it'll burn you out in the long run. So, but yeah, I do like, I get, especially the last couple of videos, I've gotten like what you said, extreme joy out of that's seeing it, like actually seeing it in front of me.
All right, well, we want to thank you all for tuning in. We want to thank Jake for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having a conversation with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. If there are people out there that are interested in either seeing your work or having you do work for them, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
You can add me on the grams. It's _ Jake Huber, my full name, and then another underscore. And then I have a website, jakehuber.net. And there's like a contact form on that. Awesome. Or you can slide in the DMs.
Yeah. We'll link that in this channel as well. If you're watching on YouTube, so you can get a hold of him a little bit easier.
Well, it has been fun.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, thank you guys
so much. It's been a great meeting you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Well, thank you guys. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. If you're listening to this on podcast platforms, there is a video version on YouTube if you're interested in that. For those of you that are watching, you can listen to it on a podcast platform. So be sure to subscribe. Check back in next week.
Thank you so much.